Now Ross Perot. He spoke to supporters last night in Dallas after receiving 8% of the presidential vote.
Great to be with you. I want to thank all of you for accomplishing an incredible mission. You created a party in all 50 states in less than a year. Everybody said it couldn't be done, and you did it. So congratulations. I want to thank the millions of people across this country that did it. Nobody does it better. In California, it takes 2 years to create a party. They did it in just 18 days, and that shocked the system. And believe me, the system needs some shocks. I want to thank the staff that's worked tirelessly on this for doing an incredible job. And I particularly would like to thank Pat and Kay Choate, who are right here with us tonight. Pat has done a fantastic job. We had an incredibly talented team that put all those television shows together. They haven't slept. If they're here tonight, and I know they're here, they're probably standing up asleep tonight, making up for lost time, because they've been going night and day. Thank you, Tom and Mike and Bill, and thank the great crew from AMS. You are terrific. We're going to keep the pressure on the major issues. I think they've gotten the word on campaign finance reform, don't you? They've repented and been reborn. My dream is they will go to heaven because they do what they say they'll do, right? Then it's done. It's done. But that's got to stop. We have got to get that done, and we have got to get campaign reform in terms of the time for campaign and all that done. We must set the highest ethical and moral standards for the people who serve in our government, and all of that has got to be changed from rules to laws in the next 4 years, and we're going to have to stand at the gate and keep the pressure on, and we will. Now, we will not let our children and grandchildren pay an 82% tax rate, which our government forecasts they will. We've got to have the balanced budget amendment. We've got to have the plan to balance the budget and all the things that you have fought so hard and so long for, and we've got to stand at the gate to make sure that happens if we want to pass on a better, stronger country to our children. We will make the 21st century the best in our country's history, but you and I have to stay on watch. We have to keep the pressure on, and as I've said 1,000 times to both parties when they say, what does it take to make all of you people go away? And that is, do all of this, and then we don't have anything to talk about, right? It's done. Thank you. You've worked night and day. You've done a tremendous job. Take a little break, and then we'll climb back in the ring and keep the pressure on to see that everybody keeps those promises, right? Great. And now, let's hear from Pat Choate.
Thank you very much, Ross, Margot, and everyone. Of course, we give our heartfelt and best wishes to the President and congratulate him. And we hope, for the sake of all, that his administration will be the most brilliant and productive in American history. We also, I think, need to note that this is a special and historic moment. 10 months ago, one man, Ross Perot, made the call to create a new party in America. Under his leadership, thousands of volunteers across this country, true patriots, did what was necessary in a heroic effort to get this party on 50 state ballots. 1.4 million Americans had the courage to sign a ballot to create this party, And tonight, it appears that somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 million people had the integrity to vote their conscience and make this party an absolute reality. What we can say tonight, now that this party has passed the 5% level and met the test, is that henceforth in America, our policies and our governance will be dictated by a three-party system. And if people think we've accomplished a lot in 10 months, wait till they give us 48 more months. That portion, those millions of voters who have voted for reform, I think give us a mandate to ask our president and our Congress for three things. First is that the Congress and the Federal Election Commission mandate that in the presidential elections in the year 2000, that those debates be conducted by a nonpartisan commission that will absolutely guarantee that any party that qualifies for federal funds be in the debates. Second, there is an abundant evidence that there has been massive, willful, and knowing violation of the campaign finance laws of this country. We have the right, and we demand, that the Attorney General appoint a special counsel to investigate those who attempted to steal the election. Let's put it very bluntly. Those who attempt to steal the vote, attempt to steal our freedom, it cannot be tolerated. And third, and most of all, what this campaign has been about has brought to the forefront the absolute need and the request from us that this president and Congress, as their first order of business, create real campaign finance reform and that it be applicable in the 1998 elections. And finally, speaking for my wife, Kay, our family, and for, I'm sure, hundreds of thousands of other families across this country who are interested deeply in this country, I think all of us want to express our fundamental, profound appreciation for a man who made all of this possible, to Ross Perot, a great legacy.
Listen, y'all are the greatest. Keep up your good work. We wish the President and the Congress all the best, and if they will do what has to be done, we will be with them every step of the way. We don't have 4 years to lose. Let's try to get it done, but it must be done right. No shams, no whitewash. Let's get it done right. You can make the difference. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Bob Dole spoke to supporters last night here in Washington, D.C., after conceding with 41% of the presidential vote.